WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The game is over.
I think we did the right thing today in regards to trying to, and we'll see, time will tell, but I feel better about this certainly than I did a year ago after the game. It was a double whammy when we lose the game and you lose like a key player for us to go into that run. So I thought this was the best decision.
And it's the day after.
I think our guys are excited. They're excited for the challenge. They're excited for the opportunity, and that's how we're going to attack it, and that's our mindset. Because right now, when you get to the postseason, everybody's 0-0. It's a clean slate, so we have an opportunity, and that's all you can ask for.
Let's react to the game and look ahead. This is Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday, live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios. Here's Greg Matzik and Gary Ellerson.
Well, hey, everybody. Welcome into a playoff edition of Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday. Greg and Gary with you from the beautiful Potawatomi Sportsbook. And, yes, it is the day after whatever it was we watched in Minnesota. The next time we greet you will be 2 days after the Packers hopefully knock off the Chicago Bears, and we preview a matchup with the Seattle Seahawks. But a lot has to happen before we get to that point. We got an action-packed show for you as well. Jason Wilde joining us later in the program. John Yurkovich going to give us the Bears perspective coming up in the 7 o'clock hour. And we have arrived here, Gary. And it is now time to wipe the slate clean.
Yeah.
We'll spend a little bit of time on what happened yesterday in Minnesota. I do not want to spend much time on that because the result of that game was insignificant. And you might be able to pull out a player or two who popped, and maybe they've got a little bright future in Green Bay. Maybe in a depth situation they help you out in a playoff game. But yesterday was all about getting to the finish line and doing so in a manner that preserved and protected your football team as much as possible. I had a friend of mine ask me during the week, the lead-up, said, what do you think they're going to do? I was like, I don't think many starters will play. I think it'll be kind of a hybrid approach, just listening to Matt LaFleur. Probably be some familiar names that you see on the field just because you got to field a team somehow, some way. You don't have like a preseason roster here. Right. But I thought it'd be pretty stripped down, and it certainly was. He said, well, why would you do that? Aren't you worried about rust going into the postseason? And I said, let me ask you this question. Do you think the Packers are in need of a bye week right now as they're constructed? Do they look like a team that would benefit from the bye? He said, well, absolutely. Well, there's your answer. Right, this team is a mash unit with unhealthy players trying to play and gut it out. A little bit of time off, a little bit of added time off. Now given a short week that the Packers have in front of them. And overall, the result of yesterday's game, totally insignificant to me. I know it's part of a 4-game losing streak, but I'm not looking at it as a check mark against the Packers as they approach the postseason.
So, I mean, good points that you made, and I kind of look at it a little different. I did not and do not like the 4-game losing streak, right? And I'm just, being a former player, I'm just trying to be in that locker room or with that team. And outside looking in, you can't feel good about a 4-game losing streak going into the playoffs. You just can't. I don't care what anybody says. But the only way as a player that may get out of your mind, if and when, and this is what happened, Matt LaFleur pulled his best players and said to the younger players, Benton Cox, Sorrell, is that Oladipo?
Oladapo, the defensive back, actually had a decent game.
Yeah, him too.
He looked all right.
Yeah. Clayton Tune, name that tune. Jordan Morgan. Here's an opportunity for you guys to go out and play and show us what you can do. You've been wanting to play a lot of minutes all year long. Here's an opportunity for you to go out and play and show us what you can do. In Clayton Tune, it was an opportunity to say, is he the backup next year to Jordan Love? Because we kind of figure it's not going to be Malik Willis, right? I think everybody think he's going to be gone. I feel that's what's out there. So, Clayton Tune, here's your opportunity on a big stage. Do we need to go get another quarterback to be Jordan Love's backup, or do you have potential to do that? Sorrell, is this an opportunity for you to go out and get more playing time? Is it Hopper? Hopper, we know you've been wanting to play all year long. here's an opportunity for you to go out and do some things. So, okay, that's what you're selling. And then you say to your players, we're hurt, we're banged up. We're not worried about this. We want to just put good effort, and it's go time either in Philly or in Chicago, because when you're doing this, they didn't know who they were going to go play. And your players got to buy in. So, Greg, there's something to that if those guys in the locker room truly believe in buying in to what Matt LaFleur is saying, in that this game doesn't mean nothing. 4-game losing streak doesn't mean anything. Let's get ready to go beat the Bears or Philly, wherever we got to go play them. And I think that's the buy-in from the players.
I have no reason to believe the players didn't buy into the idea of resting, trying to be healthy, making sure you had all your key players available, ones who are available, ones who are a little dinged up, get that extra little time off. The ones who are out, we know, are out, and we know that, and that's going to be a hurdle to overcome. The sell job, I don't know how significant it had to be. Yeah, I'm sure Jordan Love wouldn't have minded taking a couple of snaps, getting back out there, but I also don't think he was fighting, screaming, kicking to be on the field behind a makeshift offensive line without his top running back and without his top receiving threats. And while I understand what you're saying about Baron Sorrell, Tyron Hopper,
there's another one.
Oladapo. This game had nothing to do with Clayton Tune and his future in Green Bay. Absolutely zero. There's nothing in the game plan if you watched it and said, yes, that's going to be our guy next year, or conversely, no, he can't play. Now, my feeling is Desmond Ridder was brought in because they know Malik Willis is going to get away. Now you got a guy who started. He's going to be part of your camp. He's going to be able to get a little knowledge of the system under his belt and do it during this year. Desmond Ridder signing to Green Bay, that had nothing to do with this year. That has more to do with next year.
That's Tune will be back.
So this was nothing about Clayton Tune.
Well, yeah, it was. I disagree.